Titles, go.
What was your favorite thing, you little fuck?
Baby splat.
Are you a metalhead?
I like Jello. Mm-hmm.
Balls Buchanan.
Fanta Jello. Good.
Can't call them colored anymore.
Trump, but not Trump.
I put mom to sleep.
It's funny. It's sad.
You.
All right, let's do this.
Warning. What you are about to hear contains explicit language, adult themes, and potentially disturbing content. The views and opinions expressed are those of the hosts and do not reflect the opinions of anyone else, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. This podcast is intended for an immature audience and should not be listened to by anyone, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. You know, fuck it. You've been warned.
Well, duh.
Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Geek Pod. I'm your host, Paul.
I'm Hugh.
Corbs. I'm Cow.
Troubleshooting. I am Jack.
Guys, what's got you geeked?
I mean, Corb's pause getting longer and longer the more we do this. I'm actually excited about something I just discovered. Now, everyone knows I'm a Hellraiser fan. Pinhead's one of my favorite horror movie characters. And I discovered that Hellraiser 4, which is called Hellraiser Bloodlines, there is a work print version of this movie. Now, a lot of people pick on the movie. They call it Pinhead in Space because it opens on this space station far in the future. And they're like, just what the fuck did they do to this? It turns out when the original cut of this movie was given to Miramax, they looked at it and said, oh, we want Pinhead to show up earlier and we're going to put him in space. And, well, I shouldn't say that. They recut the movie. They cut a bunch of stuff out of it. It was just ridiculous. And the movie that they ended up releasing, and it was the last Hellraiser movie that was released theatrically, was so different that the director took his name off the film, and it was credited as being directed by Alan Smithy, which, if you know, Alan Smithy directs a lot of movies that the directors don't want their names on. That's the Hollywood standard if you step away from a film. Now, apparently, a lot of scripts, some audio, and a lot of deleted scenes existed for this. And over in the UK, they just released a box set that has the first 4 movies, which includes an official work print put together by the company who did this. For some reason, it's not available here. So I started looking around and I discovered that there's also been a bootleg reprint that's been around for quite a while. And I got my hands on it. And I have not watched the whole thing, so I can't go into super great detail other than it seems really fucking cool. To begin with, instead of jumping around the future, present day, and the past, it goes chronologically. So it makes a hell of a lot more sense. And when you get to that future, because there really is, Pinhead in space on a space station, it makes a hell of a lot more sense if you saw how they got there. Okay, it's not as dumb as it sounds. It's not as dumb as Leprechaun in Space if you watch the story in the order it was intended. That being said, this person took it upon themselves to put all the dialogue pieces, sometimes with pictures, sometimes with grain. There's a lot of grainy footage that shows up. They did the best they could to equalize the audio, all still watchable. There are even scenes that weren't filmed that they took, because this was back like 8 years ago. It looks like PS1 Tomb Raider characters, but actually played out scenes and did the voices for a few segments where there was no film existing. Now, they're awful, of course, but they're not awful because a regular person took the time to create those scenes and put them in the movie where they belong. So it's pretty fucking cool. Everything together so far, I'm getting close to the end of the movie. I'm really digging it, and it's really cool to go back and see a Hellraiser movie that was kind of like, yeah, that was fucking stupid. Now it is a lot more interesting to me and a lot better.
Nice.
Dude, I totally relate. It's just like seeing Ludacris and Tyrese Gibson in outer space in a car in Fast and the Furious. I get it. I totally get it.
There you have it.
I think that's as good as it
Well, that's
gets
a good show,
tonight.
boys. Guess we're going. We're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, whatever. I'll just jump in here. Mine's gonna be. I'm gonna try to keep it shorter, but it is a little longer than my normally got me geeked.
It's already too long.
Yeah, I know. We didn't jump in time. So, what's got me geeked? I went to Washington D.C. a couple weeks back, which was awesome. So 6-hour trip. We got down there okay. So we're staying at an Airbnb, and like we're trying to find, and we found the Airbnb, but these streets in Washington D.C., because they're so narrow, like literally you can only get one car down, and literally this big bus, we're 2 houses away from our Airbnb, tries to go down the street that we're trying to go down, and literally I get to the side, thank God, but the car behind me, like as the bus is going through, you hear slam really loud, and Emily is like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, oh my God, did our car get hit? Like I was freaking out a little bit. The guy behind me kind of reminded me of the old wrestler Ball Buchanan. So he gets out of his car. Yeah, Ball Buchanan. He was also in that Right to Censor with Steven Richards and Ivory and all. Yeah, Bull Buchanan. Yeah, Bull Buchanan. Yeah. So, but no, he literally was pissed. His whole back bumper fell off his car.
Oof.
So he was livid. So like this girl in the bus, she gets out of her car. She's 4 foot nothing. This guy's 8 foot nothing. Like it's totally Mutt and Jeff scenario. And we get into the Airbnb, and I remember I was like, oh wow, yeah, I forgot this guy's gonna leave me craft beer and all that. So I literally run into my Airbnb and I just go get it for him. So I was just like, yo, here's some craft beer, man. I'm so sorry what happened. He's like, this will help a little bit, but I'm still pissed. I'm like, I know you are, dude. I'm sorry. So, but that was the start of the trip. But when we got to see the monuments at night, which was really cool. What's up?
Did you hit this guy?
The bus hit him. The bus.
I just wanted to make sure you gave away your own beer to a stranger who got hit by another car.
I was pretty sure that's exactly what happened, but I was just following along just to see how it played out.
No, so like I'm coming down the street and the bus is coming, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna veer off and try to park in a driveway, and literally the bus gets by me, but the 7, I heard you, but then the car behind me gets clipped and his whole back bumper comes right off.
It was really more about you giving a stranger beer for something you had nothing to do with, but proceed.
I just felt bad, but you guys know who I am, so I just wanted to
do that all the time. I give strangers beer. It's a PBR, but whatever.
But no, so we got there, like we saw the monuments at night, which was really cool, I thought. So like the Washington, Lincoln, all that monuments at night, which was really neat. But on Friday though, we got to see like the Smithsonian and the White House and the Capitol, which was really cool. We were going to try to meet the president, but the president was in Israel, I guess. We actually had invites to see the president, but yeah, I was like, oh yeah, he's in Israel, whatever. Lots of protesters though, which was going on. So that was kind of interesting seeing that down there. But if I was like in my early 20s, that would be kind of a cool city to live in, because like when we saw the monuments, people were playing kickball, people were playing rugby, people were playing football, but it's kind of fun. Like think about it, you're young 20s, you're not in probably a relationship. You just go down after work and you just like play some sports with your friends, which would be kind of cool. And then go to a local bar for a couple of drinks. So I thought that was kind of cool.
All the 20-year-olds are in Austin, Texas, but go ahead.
No, I agree. They're probably there too, but this was kind of cool though. Like they were like, the rugby looked a lot of fun. So I was like, oh man, if my body could tolerate that, that'd be a fun sport to try.
And then the sun goes down and all those people get mugged. Continue.
Or shot. Right.
Yeah, or shot. But it was kind of cool though. Like one of the best things I saw, like I'm not gonna say my favorite thing, but was the Holocaust Museum.
You're gonna make us listen to all this shit, and you're gonna tell us your next favorite thing that happened on the trip? We don't rate the most favorite thing.
All right, and that's what's got me geeked.
That's it.
Corbs.
Fuck you guys.
You son of a bitch!
I'm
finish
done. You aren't even listening, so I'm done.
Fucking finish it.
No.
Finish
You
him.
little prick. You little prick. Kick his ass out right now.
Well, all right. Well, I was explaining stuff, but you're all saying like I'm talking about it too much. But like it was cool seeing that stuff.
Jack.
What is your favorite thing, you little fuck?
Well, seeing like all like the like seeing like people like when I went to like the Smithsonian, that was kind of cool seeing all that stuff. Also seeing we went to the Holocaust Museum. We met some Holocaust survivors, which was kind of neat to hear their story. So we got to go to the Hall of Remembrance, which was really cool. They had Hall shoes. So we actually heard when we were there, we actually heard a lady's story from the Holocaust, which was really interesting to learn more about that. And just we went to we also went to the World War II exhibit. A lot of people lost families there, so I got to meet some World War II veterans and meet some family members, all that stuff, and it was kind of neat seeing that stuff too. But that was cool going with Emily, seeing some more history, and it's kind of interesting. All right, I'm done now.
Nice.
Did you now wait? You went to the Holocaust Museum.
Yeah,
World War II Museum. Did you go to the Vietnam Memorial?
yeah, I did.
Okay, just making
We
sure.
saw some-
It sounded like you hit World War II. You hit the Holocaust, and I was just making sure you hit Vietnam too. I mean,
Well, I have all this written down, but it literally would take me a long time to talk about it. But yeah, we saw all that stuff. It was really, I'm trying to give you the abrupt version of what happened because literally there was so much things that we saw.
You still didn't tell us what your number one was.
The number one was just seeing, honestly, the monuments at night because I've seen them once before, but at night it's kind of cool seeing them because there's like only like one or two people there. So I'd like to see that. The White House was the biggest disappointment because you can only see so much. So
yeah,
it was kind of cool.
You can't get right.
Yeah.
They got a fence around it and whatnot. You can't
Right.
get close.
It was kind of cool when you go to that Holocaust Museum, though, they give you like a little paper passport. Everybody gets somebody different, but it's somebody that was in the Holocaust. And they tell you their story and all that. And you go find the QR code and it's that person telling you their story.
You should try to get closer to the White House.
Well, didn't
I
you
was
have
in the
a
White
tour?
House.
It'd be nice knowing you.
No, it was like I said, it was just the biggest disappointment. Like we only saw like a sixth of it. Like literally we saw the green room, the red room, the China room, and that was it. And then we were done. It was awful.
That's like the tour you were on.
What's that?
Was that the tour that you went on? Like, did you have a
Yeah,
tour?
we got a private tour of that, and that's the only thing we saw. Like we only saw those specific rooms. So, and we saw the Jackie Onassis garden.
Right, I gotta ask a question. How long was the tour?
Half hour.
Wow. So they
That's
kind of like
cruise a
rushed you
damn
right
tour.
through it.
Yeah, they really don't care about it. Like, literally, they're like, "Oh, this is where the president works, but you can't go through there." I'm like, "Oh, fuck you!" But I know, like, literally, all the things that you want to see, you can only see so much. That's it.
They don't want you leaving your cocaine in the freaking room. Okay.
Again, yeah.
That's fair.
I'm confused though, Jack. You said at the World War II Museum, a lot of people lost family there. Don't they have employees to help them find them?
You would
I mean-
think they had some high school volunteers, and literally, they didn't know what they were doing.
I mean,
And
whenever I can't find my kid in Target, I just have them call her over the speaker and
It's very quiet. There.
Wow. Okay.
They're-
Both of you are cut the fuck off.
No, it's
No.
quiet there. Like like there was like a family there. There was one guy that lost his brother. He had only actually it was funny. He was in a it's sad. He was in a wheelchair. He had one leg, and he's like, "This was my brother that died in World War II, and I come here once a year to pay tribute and all that." And he's buried in Arlington, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I don't know.
Fuck. Jesus had nothing to fucking do with that.
No, I know it's
Whatever.
No, I know,
Whatever.
but that's all I got.
All right, you're fucking
you go to-
depressing. I'm done with you.
Go to Arlington.
Yeah, I did go to Arlington.
You went to the
That was
cemetery.
fun.
Cool.
Yeah, Arlington. That was like a half a day trip right there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Arlington was really good. Yeah, like that reminded me of the movie Saving Private Ryan a little bit.
Yeah.
That was my second time going there, and it was Emily's first time, but it was very cool. Like they gave us a lot of cool tours, and we actually broke off. We had a private tour guide that showed us around the cemetery a little bit more.
Nice.
So, all right, go ahead, Kev, enlighten us, make us happier again.
I got nothing. After all this, I got fucking nothing. Nothing I'm gonna say can top anything you guys have already said. I'm just happy it's getting cold, okay? So that's all I got. Corbs, what do you got?
I can attest that that's literally what it says on the show notes. Cold
Yeah,
weather,
so-
got nothing.
So fuck off. Go ahead.
How's the weather up there, Kev? Has it snowed up there yet? Any snow on the ground up there?
It's like 37 degrees. We're supposed to have fucking ice in the morning.
Yeah, I just heard it hitting our air conditioning outside. It was some freezing rain, so I wondered my boss lives a little north of the city, so like Phoenix, Pulaski area up that way.
There's two reasons why I might not go into the office tomorrow. Freezing rain and a lot of fucking alcohol. After today, yeah.
And
Reason
Paul's
number 3, I'll be there.
That's the only reason I want to go in, because you and Dave are going to be there, and it would just be the three of us.
Oh God.
Ocho.
Oh God.
I want pizza. I want pizza and bourbon.
At the office?
Right.
No, after.
Both
It
for
makes it work
breakfast.
better.
Tonight. Before and after.
Okay. Okay. That's just weird.
Corbs.
Yeah, that's me.
What's got you geeked? Jesus.
Yeah.
Right. But
Sorry, just clearing out my throat.
What's got you geeked, Corbs?
Well, it's
Corbs
not
is
really
just
got
happy
me.
he's alive.
Yeah, I'm happy that I'm not dead. So what's not got me geeked is Monday, Friday afternoon.
Today's Wednesday.
Yeah. Last Friday. Drink some more, Kev. It'll be better. So apparently last Friday, the maintenance people in my apartment complex came banging on my door.
The what people?
The
The
maintenance
door?
Maintenance. Okay.
Maintenance people.
Okay.
Maintenance people.
They come banging on the door. And apparently the shower in my apartment was leaking.
Oh,
And we didn't know
no.
And it was leaking into the basement below us.
Oh, boy.
Outstanding.
Yeah. So they came in and they're like, oh, well, you need to, there's the grout, the caulk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
That was
So
the
it
last
run
word
down.
Corb has ever said.
Can run down behind it and it's getting in underneath the tub and the floors downstairs or the ceiling downstairs is wet. So they're like, we need to re-caulk your tub.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, okay, well, we called about this 6 months ago. I actually re-caulked it myself.
Did a shitty job, obviously.
Obviously. Well, we're not going to go there, Kev.
You're there, buddy.
So, but we had called about it before and they never showed up. So that's why I had to caulk it myself. So they came in. Now we've had other issues in the apartment. We've had our light in our living room has not worked in 5 years. Called about that. Read just as COVID was starting. They said, well, we're not doing anything because COVID. So we'll put you on the list. And when we start doing stuff again, we'll come and fix it. Still haven't come to fix that. The fan attached to the light doesn't work. So called about that. They didn't come for that either. Our dishwasher was leaking. Also called about that. They didn't come to do anything with that. Our kitchen sink was leaking. We called about that. They did nothing about that. They were here and saw it and did nothing about it. So when they showed up because people downstairs said something, they came upstairs and they were like, oh, okay, well, we got to come in. We got to take a look at the tub. So they re-caulked it and all that stuff. They said that they were going to come back and they were going to replace our dishwasher on Monday. Well, they didn't show up on Monday. They showed up yesterday, Tuesday. And they're like, well, we told you we were going to come on Tuesday because we're going to do the kitchen sink, the dishwasher, and the bathtub all at the same time. So Tuesday rolls around, and all they did was they cut the bathtub out so it couldn't take a shower. And they replaced the sink in the kitchen. That's all they got done for 8 hours worth of work.
Motherfuckers.
So they showed back on Wednesday, which was today. Yes, today. And they put in a brand new dishwasher. And they put the sheetrock up. And they put it's one of those tubs you buy at like Bath Fitters or Lowe's, Target, or not Target, Lowe's or Home Depot. So it's like a tub you put in over the top of a tub, and so they put that all up. Yeah. So we have not been able to take a shower since Tuesday afternoon, and yes, I am frozen now.
Go ahead. Just keep talking.
So, yeah. So it's been kind of fun. So I've had to wash. Well, I have to wash my head in the kitchen sink, but I also got to wash my son's hair in the kitchen sink because he doesn't know how to do it. I've tried to show him, but it's just easier for me to. But still, I have to like dump water on his head to get his head to wet his hair and all that stuff and wash it. So, and they said they would be done installing the bathtub by today at noon, and he can't open 2:00, and they weren't even close to being finished. He said. So they're coming back tomorrow. They're gonna have to
So, I'm sorry. I'm confused.
Okay.
This has got you geeked?
No, it doesn't.
No.
No, he's upset.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't like to not be able to shower. I hate having to take a bird bath.
Oh.
Sponge baths.
Sponge bath, exactly. I work at the hospital. I mean, I could get one at the hospital if I wanted to, but
I don't know. I mean, it seems to me that there's got to be a shower somewhere at the hospital. We work at a law firm, and there's a shower like right on our floor.
Well, there's a shower in my office.
Oh,
I can actually go and shower at the gym too if I wanted to.
Oh, there you go.
I just choose not to.
Oh.
I don't have a lot of hair to wash, Kev. So for me, washing my hair in the kitchen sink is fine. And then just
So, what about your ass?
you just throw some
It
water.
just seems like it would start to
Same
smell
thing.
after a while.
Just put that right in the sink.
The toilet.
Put it in the toilet. I like
Who
that.
is that?
That's what my mom
Who
just
is
said.
that?
It's my mom.
Good
Hi,
idea,
Mom. Tell your son to wash his ass. It's important.
Yeah,
Important.
I wipe my own ass.
I'm probably gonna have to jump out to get myself.
Thank you, Corbs. My night just got a hell of a lot fucking better.
Glad I could help you out, Kev.
Oh, wow.
It's hard with him being frozen. We don't have any visual tells to see if he's actually done or not.
He's
I am
not done. He's not done. He's not
He's
happy.
thinking. He's thinking.
I'm not
still.
happy. So
It's
all right.
It's a pretty awesome freeze, though. That's
It is.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's like his hair's so dirty, his fingers are stuck in it.
I'm trying to do it, but I can't.
Well, all right. I'm gonna move it right along here. What's got me?
Oh,
geeked
you
is-
didn't say what's got you
shut the-
geeked.
What I was getting to. If you'd shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Oh boy, we're in for a long one.
Just the Halloween wrap up. Halloween came and went while we were on break, and it was different this year, but it was a better one. It was a good one. We had a good old time. I had to go out tromping the streets this year instead of sitting by the fire drinking. With everything that was going on with Kristen's kidney stones, she was absolutely not able to go out and do it. So I sparked up the fire for her. When I left across the street, I could still see it down the road. I had the flame so high.
Nice.
But it was a good time. We kept the kids out for the full 2.5 hours or whatever the allotment is in our neighborhood. They came back with ridiculous amounts of candy, and apparently, attendance was down this year.
We
Was
had
that
more
for you
than
guys
ever.
too?
We ran out
Really?
of full. Yeah, we bought twice as many full size bars, and we ran out.
Wow, no, we bought like 3 like giant bags like we always do, and we didn't even empty one. So, and I noticed how few were out and about.
What I saw was that kids did not want to walk up my driveway because it's steep.
Mm-hmm.
They just walk by.
Wow.
Lazy little fat fuckers.
Oh, you know.
Yep, there he
He'll
goes.
come
And I
back.
just got the text. He'll be back. But yeah, that was it for me. I wanted to get everyone else's feelings on it. Jack, what about you for Halloween? What was the story there?
I had to work, but Emily came over and handed out candy, but I got less this year than last year because it was the cold weather. Probably only went through like a bag of candy. Not that many as last year.
Gotcha.
Listen, Jack, I need you to tell Emily something for me.
Not really, but go
Should I
ahead.
mute him now?
We miss her. We've had several events at Paul's house. You and Emily have not been there.
That should tell you something.
That has got to stop.
Yeah. I know. We'll figure it out.
Well, the Halloween party, he had a good excuse at least. He was on vacation.
No.
He was on
No,
vacation.
no.
That's what it was. Vacation. Yes.
Yeah, vacation, yes.
Let
Some
me
of the
let me
best some of the best ramen there too. Though we had ramen with duck in it. It was really good.
let me swing this back around to Halloween night, Paul, because I actually have 2 interesting things that happened that night. One, once Damara came back with Avery, I took Avery around our neighborhood, and we're going up. There's not a lot of houses that do it, so it's a quick circuit. We're coming up, and there's this one house that we knew the guy who lived there before he worked at the library. But light was on. There's Halloween decorations. Walk up. This girl answers the door. She's got, I think she might have had some colored hair. She had some facial piercings, whatever. She's like, "Oh, happy Halloween." And she's like, "There's nobody out this year." I'm like, "Oh, well, we've gotten a lot." I'm like, that house right behind, basically behind and to the left, the house there with all the decorations, that's us, and we're almost out of candy bars. She's like, "Oh no, we just moved in on Sunday."
Oh, wow.
Oh,
But it gets better, okay? She's like, "We just moved in on Sunday." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, you'll see it next year." She's like, "Yeah." And then she stops. She goes, "Are you a metalhead?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I thought so. Have a good night." And I'm just like, that was fucking weird. I mean, maybe I kind of looked the part, but I just, to a complete stranger, you happen to correctly guess their musical taste. I don't know. It was just fucking bizarre. The other thing was, while Damara was gone, so I had lots of kids coming up, and I'm going down when it's little kids. I was stepping down the steps. Actually, I went down the steps for most of the kids. This one big group of kids comes up, and there's this lady, and she's holding a baby. And when I say baby, less than a year old. Certainly can't walk, but not like newborn, but maybe 6 to 8, 9 months ish. I don't know. Holding the baby, face out, standing at the very end of the stones that we laid, that nice little pathway, bends over to do something. I wasn't paying attention to her because I was giving the kids in front of me candy, and drops her fucking baby face first right on the concrete pathway. And I'm talking, this kid didn't land flat. He landed in an angle face first. And I'm just like, and she's like, picks the baby. I was like, "Oh, you're all right. You're all right." The baby didn't fucking cry at all. I mean, the next day I looked for blood because I'm like, I don't even know how that wasn't a serious injury. We're talking from her height slightly bent over, so at least a good 3.5 feet, 4 feet.
Baby splat.
That poor baby's gonna look like Sloth one day. Poor thing.
Well, the baby kind of already looked like Sloth, so.
Kids are flexible.
This is true. Skull wasn't finished forming and anything. You're good.
All
they're
kids
good.
kind of look like
It's
Sloth at
fine.
that age.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Listen, you drop kid on his head a couple times, you end up like me. It's fine. It's fine.
He means like him now, like this.
You were dropped
This is
yesterday,
happening.
weren't you, Kev?
I got dropped on my head fucking yesterday.
That sucks.
You did.
All right,
Whatever.
let's keep it rolling.
Okay.
Guys, what are we playing?
I got something this time. I got something. I don't think it's all that great, though. I mean, I found it. I don't even know how I found it. It was just, I might have been perusing, like, I do know. So what? Hold on a second. I got to see what it is.
Squirrel.
It's I got this software that I've got installed. Let me just click on it. What is it? It's not opening. What is it? It's Epic Games. So I got this Epic Games thing installed, and they have free software, free games all the time. So like every week they have a couple free games. Well, this one is called Palia, Palia, and it's a MMO world builder where you just go in and you build your own stuff and you interact with other people and it's whatever. It's a happy, friendly, fun, very, very graphically nice place to hang out. That's all I got.
So is it basically like an MMO version of The Sims?
It's kind of like a Sims game, I guess, because you're building your life, you're building your house, you chop down trees, you break up rocks and you build stuff and you go on to the next day. I don't know.
Farmville too, it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's probably all of it mushed and just.
Yeah. I mean, and you have quests every day. I mean, all sorts of different things. You got to go meet people. You got to talk to people. It's better if you make friends so that you can do things together.
Hey.
So I'm probably not going to do very well because I don't make friends very well. So there's that.
Nice. Go ahead, Corbs. Jesus Christ. Hugh.
Oh
So,
my God.
Since we're doing our rewatch of The Walking Dead with Avery, I started looking up Walking Dead games again on my phone just to see if there's anything new. And there's a match 3 game, which is, it's not bad, but it's pretty much what you expect it to be. They can't just have it be a match 3 game. It has to be battling, collecting characters, and you have a base and resources and all this dumb shit I fucking hate. But I revisited something that came out, I want to say back when I was working at Verizon. It was called Walking Dead No Man's Land. And this was based on the TV show rather than the comic book, somewhat realistic graphics. And it's basically a turn-based strategy game. And when I first played this, I must have not understood something because I stopped playing it because it just seemed like it was too hard. When I picked it back up, something clicked. I don't know what it was. I think it was I realized that you didn't have to have one of each character type on your team because I would always have Daryl with the bow, somebody with a gun, and then someone with a melee weapon. And the problem is the gun always attracts walkers, but you have to use that person's attack or you can't get through the level. But when you use it, more walkers show up, so you can't get through the level. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Figured out you can put 3 melee characters on there. It's fine. Killing walkers silently. Actually a really fucking cool game, and something they've done that wasn't there at the start is they've gone back, and I want to say they must have started this game around season 4 or 5 because they have what basically you can choose seasons, and what they have is like you choose there's Origins 1 and 2, which covers like the first 4 seasons of the show, and there's like 6 levels, and each level is another storyline or kind of something from an episode. And then they go like seasons A and B, like 5A 5B, because they always split them up, and there are campaigns for every single season. There's also campaigns for Dead City. There's campaigns for Daryl Dixon, which just came out. They're still updating this game, and I'm like, this is actually pretty cool. If you haven't checked it out, or if you did and you haven't checked it out in a while, it's worth a revisit because there's a lot more to do there. And if you find you can't go through the campaign missions right now because you're not powerful enough, you can play the seasons, which seem to be a little easier. And there's like a regular, like normal and hard version of each level, so you don't have to play hard. It's a good way to level your character up so you can tackle the regular story missions. Very cool game.
Nice. Jack, you don't have time to play games.
No.
Corbs,
games.
you playing anything?
No.
All right. And I'm still doing the same old thing, so I'm not going to rehash the same thing I've talked about for over a month straight.
Fair sex.
None? Nope.
Listen, nobody watches this. You might as well say it over again.
I I'm good with it because I still haven't really progressed. I'm still in the cursed lands, and I did my first scum save in the last couple weeks, and that's
What?
when you fuck up so horribly that you backtrack a couple of saves and make it go away. So I did something horribly wrong, and I got like every non-player character at the inn I was at killed, and it completely fucked up the story. So I was like, well, we're gonna go back and fix that.
It's terrible. You should have just kept going. Who cares?
Nope, I couldn't. I didn't want to fuck up my game that bad. But
It's not a fuck up if you did it. It's part of the game. Obviously, somebody else.
Oh
has done it before.
no, I can do things that are fuck ups. Trust me, that logic doesn't apply to anything at all.
well, all right. Well, Kevin's over there petting his pussy. Let's throw it right to his Kev's tabletop review. Hit it.
We're gonna jump right in. We normally have a break. I mean, I gotta go to the bathroom. I need a drink. It's okay. It's okay. I've got something for you guys that are looking for a family game that's easy to get started with and looks amazing. Let me just tell you about Trekking Through History. This game, as I understand it, according to everyone that's played it, looks like something that should be a deluxe or extra features type release, but is actually the normal game. It's just what it is. A neoprene playing board, beautiful playing cards, very, very well made playing pieces. It's just a beautiful game that is very easy to learn and wonderful to play. What this game is a history-based game, each card having on it a bit of history about the time period that it represents. So you get to learn while you play the game. You don't have to read the history part of it. You can just play through it. The way it works is you have a time, you have a clock, basically 1 through 12. You have different I forget what they're called. They're cards. You have to pick 3 cards that you can play through. There are different features on them for how you play through to get the different tokens through the game. So let me back up. I'm going to read you a little bit about it from BoardGameGeeks.com. Hold on. We designed Trekking Through History for gamers and non-gamers to play together. The goal was to make a game inviting for non-gamers, but with a little subtlety under the hood for gamers, and it really does this. The game, in the game, you go on a 3-day tour of human history, traveling through thousands of years in a time machine to experience great moments from our past. The game takes place over 3 rounds, each representing 1 day of your trip. Each day, you visit a series of historical events, spending a different number of hours at each. On each turn, you choose to visit one historical event and spend a certain number of hours doing it. Doing so will yield benefits. Those are the different tokens, the different pieces that you actually place on your player card. Like checking off items on your itinerary for points. That's what they're called. The little player cards are called itineraries. You get 3 per game because you have to play 3 days worth of game. And every card you choose off of the player set has a number of hours on it, which you advance across the across the clock to finish out the day. On each turn, you choose to visit one historical event and spend a certain number of hours doing it. Doing so will yield benefits like checking off your items on your itinerary and earning time crystals so you can bend the time-space continuum. So maybe you have you don't spend as much time in one place as another because you can use your time crystals to reduce that amount of time. Along the way, you'll also score points for visiting historical events in chronological order. This game was designed by, hold on, where is the fellow? There's information about this. This individual has done quite a few games, and why isn't it right here? I'm sorry. I guess I don't have that information.
Talking about the designer, Kev?
Yeah. Oh, designer is Charlie Bink. Artist is Eric Hibler. And the publisher is Underdog Games. So there is a series of Trekker games. This is the fourth in the series. There have been others like Trekking Through Parks, Trekking Through History. This is Trekking Through History. There's other games. They're very similar, but this one's just a little bit different. I watched the videos for this game. I have not played it, but I found it very interesting in that whether it's 2 to 4 players, you have the ability to learn about different historical events, but you also have this phenomenal adventure that you can go on with your friends to finish out these different itineraries, and it's just a fantastic game. Board Game Geek, let me get you the stats. 2 to 4 players. Community says 1 to 4, best is 3. 30 to 60 minute playtime. Ages 10 and up. Weight, and here it is, 1.77 out of 5. This is a very, very easy to learn game. Watch the videos. Trust me when I say watch the playthroughs, especially the 2-player playthroughs, you will pick the game up very, very, very quickly. It's beautifully designed game. The cards, the player board, it's not really a board. It's a you lay it out, polyurethane, whatever the board
Neoprene.
Neoprene. Yep. Must be you're looking it up. You looked it up.
No, you said it once.
Did I say it once? I'm sorry. This is a phenomenal game. It's $50 on Amazon. But wait, I can save you $10. I can save you $10. Go to the Underdog website for this game. Buy it there. You'll be asked to put in your email address, or I think it was just email address, to get on a mailing list. They'll give you a $10 discount code.
Nice.
So this $40 game just became a $30 game. It's a phenomenal game to play with friends and family. You will love this. And I think it's something you can play over and over and over again, because the itineraries, you pick 3 for the game out of, I think, 4 or 5 that you can have per game. So every game is different. Shuffle the cards through. Every time you play is a different game. This is one of those games that you will love to have in your stack. I am very happy to have found this. It was on a list of 10 best games on BoardGameGeek.com. Somebody had listed it on one of their lists. I'm so happy I found it, and I haven't ordered it yet, but I will be ordering it soon. So, Trekking Through History came out in 2022. Check it out.
Outstanding. Sounds like that'd be up your alley, Jack.
Yeah, honestly, that's something I would probably want to end up getting for sure. If you do buy it, definitely we'll do a game night, but I definitely am gonna probably consider purchasing that.
Will that get you to come to one of our parties again? Because you don't ever come to our parties anymore.
Well, yeah. Let me know when.
Okay.
All right.
You let me know when you get that game. I'll be there.
It's actually Paul's parties. I call it our parties, but it's his parties, and I just go. So that's whatever.
Okay.
And runs the whole party.
Yeah.
Or he runs
Runs
from the
or ruins?
cold.
What'd you say?
Runs. And maybe ruins too.
It happens.
All right.
Let
Perfect
me tell you
stopping
something,
point. Let's throw it to break. We'll come back with the news. Stick with us, guys. Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a keyback issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore, located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking. Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics.
Hi, this is Craig Palmer. If you ever aspire to be a wrestler, come on down to Upstate Wrestling Entertainment, located at 1121 Glenwood Avenue in Edina, New York. We're open every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. Come on down and join us. See you then.
Now, before Kevin decides to put on some hockey skates and accidentally super kick me in the neck, here's the news. First up, there are no strings on me. AI-generated Twitch show Nothing Forever is having an existential crisis. Modeled after Seinfeld, it shows pixelated characters wandering around a diner and apartment talking about life in only the way an AI can. I meant to say in a way only AI can. Fuck. Lately, things have been getting pretty dark, though. Besides going down for a bit the last month, when the show returned, some of the characters were talking about how they think they are in a simulation. They're on a show on TV for other beings, referring to themselves as puppets and asking what kind of horrible people would create them just to watch them for entertainment. I checked it out last week, and it is seriously creepy. They were asking things like who could be so cruel, and if any of their decisions mattered if they were just puppets. Of all the things I thought that could bring about Skynet, I never imagined we could. Man, I can't fucking talk tonight. Holy shit, Paul, what is going on? Of all the things that could bring about Skynet, I never imagined we would be able to draw a straight line from Kramer and the Soup Nazi to the destruction of all organic life on Earth. Next up, whose house? As we record this episode, the third Republican debate for presidential nomination is happening in Florida. Not to be confused with VillainCon from Despicable Me, this is where 5 frontrunners will talk about who they plan to take rights away from if elected president. Actually, that's not fair. Christie actually sounds pretty reasonable and might be able to work across the aisle. DeSantis is nothing if not effective and not short on drive for a little person at all. Haley is the dark-haired Marjorie Peachtree Dish Taylor Greene with a blame game on point with the best of them. She's like a vegan, but with blaming everything on Joe Biden. Vivek Ramaswamy, besides having a name that's really fucking fun to say, seems to be defining himself as Trump, but not Trump. So whatever the fuck that is. All great choices, if Hanna-Barbera is short on villain ideas for the next Scooby-Doo reboot. And finally, wait, that's this weekend? The Marvels releases in theaters this week, and pre-sales show it may clock in lower than the Eternals. And why is this? Did anyone else know this movie was coming out? I thought it was coming out like next year. Some are blaming it on actors being unable to do publicity due to the strike, but I never watched that shit. I don't watch late night TV and see interviews about upcoming movies. When something's a big deal, it's just everywhere, except apparently the all-female led Marvels. That can't possibly be deliberate. I'm sure they just honestly forgot to promote this little $270 million movie starring the women folk. And that's the news, kids. Now, I have to get back to working on my Dungeons and Dragons character for the campaign Geek Pod spinning up. So far, I'm struggling with how an aging mango farmer with no applicable skills and a compulsion to eat dirt once a day can help a ragtag group of misfits save the world. I may need to re-roll this one. Paul?
In other news, Fanta Orange is the third most popular soda in the world. Second in my household. Back to you, Corbs.
Corbs,
Fanta,
you're not
Fanta?
feeling that. Yeah, you're not liking this, I see.
Want the Fanta?
No, but Madison does.
My son likes it too. Or you still like it. Have you had the Jello? The Fanta Jello?
Ew.
Yeah, go with that face, Paul. It's not good. I like Jello because there's always room for Jello. Okay, but Fanta Jello, not good.
Okay. I am
All right.
so isolating that clip.
All right. Well, sports. That's it. Just sports.
Spurts.
I was like squirts.
I had those yesterday.
Oh, yeah, those squirts yesterday, the slippery shits.
Yep. I had double at spats.
Oh, that's
So there's not really much going on lately. I mean, golf has kind of slowed down a little bit. Not for me personally, but just in general out there. Not too many tournaments going on. A lot of stuff being played overseas, which, nobody cares about. Or I don't care about it. So Kev cares, apparently.
about those French fries.
Seriously, get some French fries over there, Kev?
Oh, it looks like French fries.
Cheez-Its. There you go. It's always good to have when you're drinking. There's not much going on golf-wise, so I guess I got to pick something else to kind of talk about. So we'll go hockey, I guess. So hockey season started a couple weeks ago, or a month ago now. Wasn't really looking forward to the season this year. I figured the Canucks, which is my favorite team, where they weren't going to be that good this year. So I was kind of like, well, no. What else am I going to do? I guess I'm going to just watch a lot of golf. But the Canucks actually are in second place in their division. They're only 2 games out of first. Kind of happy with that. I can't watch them ever unless I buy the NFL ticket, or not the NFL, NHL ticket. Not buying that for one team, so that's just pointless because they're on the West Coast. Obviously, they're going to be on late at night, 10 o'clock at night. Obviously, having to be to work early, can't watch hockey at 10 o'clock at night. So, but I have been watching a little bit of hockey. Basketball started, the NBA started. Been kind of following Victor Wembanyama. He's the kid from France. I think Jack knows who I'm talking about. He's 7'12" or whatever. I mean, freaking huge. Yeah,
That would be 8 feet.
Yeah,
He's a
very big kid. He's kind of in the Dirk Nowitzki character type. He's tall. He's lanky. He can shoot from the outside. Obviously, they're talking about him being the next big thing in San Antonio, following after David Robinson and Tim Duncan. What else? I was watching Sports Center today. Watching, pardon the interruption, before Sports Center, and I found this kind of funny. The Lakers wrote to the commissioner's office and wanted LeBron James to get more fouls called for him so he can go to the free throw line more. Yeah. You heard that right. That's like your mother calling your school basketball coach and asking you to play, even though you're not the best kid on the team. LeBron is probably will go down as one of the top 5 basketball players of all time. So to have your owner of your team write to the league saying that he's not getting enough fouls called against him or for him, so he can go to the free throw line. That's kind of asinine.
What are they going to tell the other team to start fouling him?
Well, they're saying that he's getting fouled, he's just not getting the calls. But the league in general is down across the board. Now, we're talking about 2 weeks into the season, and they're already bitching about him not getting enough fouls called for him to go to the free throw line. And we're not talking like he's not going to the line. He's only going to line 1 or 2 times a game. He still goes to the line. He's only not there. The statistic is 0.02%. Like that's ridiculous. It's like not even a free throw a game. He's not going to the line. Like he's been to the line just as much this year as last year at this point. Maybe 1 less free throw a game or something. I don't even know what the statistic is to that point. It's like I said, it's like 1 free throw over the course of, I think it's 6, 7 games they've played, 10 games they've played. So why is this going on? If anybody can explain it to me, I would love to listen. Nobody can.
Why do free throws happen? Because somebody gets fouled?
Yeah, somebody gets fouled. Somebody goes to the basket and you slap somebody on the arm.
So are they fouling him or not?
Yeah. They're fouling him. He's just not getting the calls.
So what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I said the same thing when I heard this, when they were talking about it today on Party Europe. I'm like, this is what we've come to. This man has been in the league 22 years, and he has to have mommy right into the principal to get action taken against him. And what's it going to do? It's not going to fucking do anything. It's just stupid. So yeah, that's that. The other big story, is Jack, I think you might know about this I'm talking about in college football with Michigan. Mm-hmm. They were sending out a staffer to teams that they were playing and stealing signs. Mm-hmm. Paul, you played football. Yep. Not just flag football, but you played football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how close you were with the coaches or whatever, but I played football, for a while. My brother played all the way through college. He played until his freshman year of college. The coaches would always call other coaches that played against other teams that they're playing against and find out kind of what the systems are they run. Do they run the ball a lot? Do they pass the ball a lot? Do they run out of this formation? Do they run out of formation? Isn't that the same thing as sign stealing?
It's more profiling than it is stealing signs, because if you're stealing signs, then you can literally see what's coming. You know what I mean?
Right. You can he whatever they call their play, 2022
skidoo.
Yeah, skidoo, whatever the hell they call. Okay, you can understand the language, but you still have to execute the play. Mm-hmm. You still have to tackle the guy that's got the ball. Is it really giving you an advantage? Maybe you can put more guys in the box against a run, but again, it's the same thing with they were saying in Major League Baseball that they were stealing signs.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you still have to be able to hit the pitch that's coming.
No, it's a huge advantage. Now, this is from a guy that doesn't really watch sports, but as I understand, it's a huge advantage to know what's coming.
Yeah,
it is an advantage to know what's coming. Yes, I don't disagree with that, but you still have to be able to execute. You still have to be able to hit the fastball. You still have to be able to hit the curveball. All that stuff. All it gives you is an advantage of knowing what pitch is coming. So is it it is against the rules, and that the kid that they were sending, or quote unquote, was going on his own to the games.
Mm-hmm.
He quit last weekend, so to help avoid that, but I don't think it's not going to avoid. I think
Nope.
Michigan's going to end up with at least. I think Harbaugh's going to get suspended for at least a couple of games.
Okay, so he
Wait,
quit. So he go ahead.
They're getting in trouble for noticing patterns that are happening in public events, just ones they're not involved in. Am I understanding this?
And what it is they were quote unquote sending a staffer from their team
Okay.
to these games, and these guys were on the field acting as a staffer for the other teams.
Okay.
And they got on the field and were able to watch the game from the field, and they could. But again, you got to get on the field. You still got to be able to recognize the plays. It's not like they were stealing the playbook.
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know if that should be against the rules. That's kind of ingenious. I mean, can other people get on the field to see that shit who aren't doing that? I mean, if you can legitimately get on the field, if you can legitimately go to a game and figure that shit out, I mean, that means they're smart. I mean, I don't know. That's like, oh, you read my sign I held up in public and showed everyone. I mean, if you don't want people to know what you're doing, fucking whisper it or come up with another way to do it.
And that's what they said. That's the whole adage. If you don't want people to know your signs, change the way you change the signs before you get to that point. So that's.
I don't think that they should be penalized for. I could go to all those games and I could figure out what those signs are, even though I don't work for them. If somebody who isn't involved has the access to do that, then it shouldn't be illegal. Anybody can see it.
The NCAA is just so backwards. They're so old school. They don't know what's going on.
It's underhanded for sure.
Awful.
But
right. But if you can figure it out and get there and do it, advantage you. So, then the last thing I got is I actually played a golf course 2 weekends ago. 2 weekends ago, a golf course I had never played before.
You did not.
Yeah, I actually played a golf course I had not played in.
Is there something beeping in?
I hear it too.
Yeah, it's me. It's
okay.
It's my mom's Dexicom.
Okay.
Listen,
around my room trying to figure out what's about to blow up.
Tell mom to get a camera or shut the fuck up.
Mom's out cold. I'm passed out. Leave her alone.
Corbs took care of that during the break.
Smothered her ass with a pillow.
Go to sleep, Mom.
Jesus Christ.
So I played a golf course that I had not played at all ever in the 20 years I've been playing golf with. So it's not a brand new golf course. It is been around, and give me 1 second. I actually pulled up the golf course here. It is called Old Oak Golf Course. The golf course has been around since the mid-50s. That's when there was in the mid-50s. It opened in 57. There was only 9 holes, and then in 1966 they opened it up to second 9 to make it a full 18-hole golf course. I'd never played this golf course before, and was actually kind of shocked. It's not a great golf course. So let's go that route.
Is it 18 holes if you just play 9 twice?
Well, there are
some like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Kev, there are courses that are like that. Like you tee off from 2 different spots to the same hole. It's different. It makes it a little different look. As you guys know, I'm a member at Northern Pines, like that golf course. Matter of fact, we're going to re-up our membership there again this coming year. But this golf course, one of the guys that I played with, a friend of his at work, played this golf course a couple of times. Like I said, I wasn't expecting much when I got there. I'm kind of a golf course snob. I like the nicer golf courses. I like Timberbanks. I like Northern Pines. I like the Turning Stone. Timberbanks, Turning Stone, Radisson are all expensive golf courses, so you can only play them once in a while. This golf course, if you've ever been going down through Fayetteville on Route 5, heading for, I want to say it's Town Center, Target,
Yep.
Red Robin's all in there. If you're driving down that road, there's a golf course on the right-hand side of the road. It's called Linden Golf Course. This golf course has been around forever. It's what I would call a dog track. It's very it's very short. It's very not well maintained. You can play that golf course all year long. So if there's flags in the golf course, you can play golf. If it's snow on the ground and there's flags, you can still play golf. Makes it difficult to find the white golf balls in the white snow. That's why they make colored golf balls.
Pink.
I got one.
Can you
of those.
say
I
that
don't
these
think
days?
we can call them colored anymore.
Sorry. Rainbow?
Oh, you can't do that
No,
either.
can't do that either. That's wrong too. Sorry. I just got it canceled.
All right.
So, and we usually try to play Linden Golf Course as late in the year as we can. You know, when all the other golf courses are closing. Matter of fact, Northern Pines closed on Wednesday. So tonight was their last day of operation. They aerated, they pulled all the flags out, and they put fences up around the green. So they're done for the year. Now the clubhouse is still open because we play cornhole there on Thursday nights. So the clubhouse is still, their pavilion is still open, which is technically their clubhouse. So we were trying to find another course to mirror Linden so we could find another place to play, because when it's cold outside, when it gets into the 40s and golf courses start closing, Linden stays open. That's where everybody goes. Like you can go there and you're usually waiting about 45 minutes to get on the golf course at the tee box. That's how many people go there to play when the weather is crappy. So we're looking for another golf course that is kind of in that same range, in that same realm. And I think we found it with this golf course. So we're going to try to play that a little bit this year as the weather starts to get cold outside. So yeah, it's really cold out there. There goes the bomb again.
And beeping, right?
Yeah. So that's about it. I don't know really much else to say. I mean, cornhole's been fun. I actually just signed Kelly and I up for another night of cornhole out at Woody's on 37 out in Brewerton. So if any of you guys are looking to get into cornhole, it's not hard to play. I think, Paul, I think you have boards, don't you?
I do.
Have you ever played on them?
Yes. Once or
Are you any
twice.
good?
No, I'm not.
Well, then you'll fit right into this cornhole game. No, I'm just saying it's a fun little game to play. Like Kelly and I play. I bought our own bags. I'm actually looking into buying more bags to play on. So if you guys want to start playing or whatever, let me know. Wherever we end up playing in the winter, I can always see if I can get more teams involved. You just need two people, you and somebody. So Kevin and Paul can play together. Jack and Kevin and Paul or whatever. Paul, you can bring your daughters.
They would probably do better.
So I don't know. Like I said, it's just a fun time. We have a good time playing. We're not very good. There's a couple of guys that play in our Thursday night league that kind of helped me out playing a couple weeks ago. It taught me how to throw the bag a little differently, and it seemed to work out a lot better. So we'll find out how I do this tomorrow night.
Nice.
So, but other than that, I got nothing major
That was
sports
not
wise.
nothing.
No, it wasn't. It was a lot. I gave you a chance to eat. You always snack during the sports section. So if I don't have a lot, then you can't snack a lot. So
I
Want a snack?
a lot.
All right. Well, let's keep this thing moving. I think it's time for trivia time with Jack.
All right. So there's the music. There it goes. All right. So let's go, Corbs. Pick a number between 1 and 4.
2.
2. How heavy is a bushel of apples? So how heavy is that bushel of apples?
I'll say like 12 pounds.
Higher.
Wow. 15.
Higher.
Really? 20?
Higher.
Bush
Oh my
is a
God.
lot.
I'll give you 2 more guesses.
50 pounds.
Lower.
40 pounds.
I'll give it to you. 42 pounds.
Wow.
Yep.
Jesus.
That's a lot of fucking apples.
Yeah.
Like them apples?
A bush
How
is a
you
lot.
like that? Paul, 1, 3, or 4?
3.
In what country was the first recorded? In what country was the first time trick or treat sent? In what country was trick or treat said for the first time? I can't even talk tonight.
Ireland.
No.
Okay.
Guess again.
The United States.
Nope. It's our neighbors in Canada.
Outstanding.
He does not.
Then why is there no A?
A? Yeah, no.
Hey.
Trick or treat.
Trick or
eh?
treat, eh?
All right, Kev.
What?
Do you
24.
want 1 or 4?
4.
This one actually is a cool one. Which U.S. president famously loved jelly beans?
Yeah, I remember this one.
This is a good one, yeah. When we were in Washington, D.C., we actually had presidential trivia, and I got this one right. This was cool.
Is there a hint?
I think I know who it is. That helps.
The hint was, you've said it recently, you should have taken a piece of that when you were over in that country. That's all I'll say to you. He was the president at that time. If I give you what it was, then they'll give you the president. So you said you wanted to take a piece of this specific thing, but yeah, you know what I'm saying now.
I've got you.
Yeah,
I remember I remember exactly what you're talking about.
exactly. And if you don't know what we're talking about, listen to Geek Pod in the past. Back to the
Yeah,
trivia.
so jelly beans. So it was
Think about what you said though. You wanted to, you said
He
you could
doesn't
have a
remember
famous
the
piece of it.
show.
He doesn't remember that?
No,
Oh, that's in his past. That's his history.
I don't remember the beginning of this show.
I believe it.
And you're not going to remember the ending tomorrow.
My goal is to not remember today, Hugh. You don't even know. It was just a bad day.
Well, if you tell us, then we can remind you.
I will be more than happy to tell you what happened today. I'm more than happy to tell you.
Off mic. We don't need those.
Yeah.
Let me just think about this. It's got to be before Carter. Or does it? I mean,
I don't know.
Nixon.
Jackson
It was
Liar, he
Nixon.
doesn't.
Nixon loved jelly beans.
No.
You
You
want
wanna
me to
tell him,
answer
Paul?
now? It was
You wanna
Ronald
tell him?
Reagan.
No.
It's Ronald Reagan.
Was Reagan
Because
like jelly beans?
Yes,
Yup.
because it was during the time when you wanted to take a piece of the Berlin Wall.
Yep.
Mr. Gorbachev, break
Tear
down
down-
that wall or
Yeah,
whatever it was.
tear down this
So-
wall.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
It's all good. All right. Hugh, which film popularized the modern image of a witch?
Film?
The Wizard of
Of-
Oz.
Correct. That's all right. Very good. All right. Let's wrap this up with what happened in history. In 1923, Adolf Hitler tried to seize power of Germany, but failed. But he later took power. 1960, John F. Kennedy narrowly beat out Richard Nixon to become president of the United States. And in 2020, Alex Trebek dies at the age of 80 years old, former Jeopardy host. And Gordon Ramsay is 57 today.
Innocent.
What's that? Oh,
No.
okay. Gordon Ramsay is 57. David Muir is 50. And Tara Reid is 48 years old.
David
She
Muir
looks
is
like she's
50?
60.
Yes, he is.
Is he married or is he gay?
There's
Or
a
both.
rumor that he's gay. Yeah, he's gay.
Is he
And there's
really?
nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
No,
with that.
I
He
just
I
he-
met him when he was the anchor at News Channel 9 years ago. He's a cool guy.
so he doesn't wear a ring, and he never talks about a spouse, and there's like no indication that he has anybody in his life, but he's like this. I mean, there's a lot of women, and I'm sure a lot of men that would like to know more about this.
Well, Kev, you got to think about it this way. He is, as of, just recently, maybe the #1 newscaster in the country, or by the time he's done, he will be. And he came from Syracuse. Either A,
Mhm.
he sold his
Right.
soul and part of the deal was no family, or B, he doesn't have fucking time for a family because he's so busy being the biggest broadcaster in the country with
Right,
the handicap of having come from Syracuse.
He actually
right.
has a house in Skaneateles Lake. He's been here quite a bit, so he does come back here from time to time. But yeah, he's 50 years old.
I'd love to meet him. I really would, because he's very down to earth, and I love his Made in America stuff. I think he's great. And
Well, yeah,
Well, Kev, maybe you can be the one.
maybe you can be. Yeah, but no, I don't know if it's changed. But like back in, I would say 2001 or 2002, when he was an anchor here in Syracuse, I got to meet him with my dad and sister because my sister wanted to go into broadcasting, and he was the nicest guy. Like we met that guy, Mr. Food, I think, and he used to do and like he was an asshole. But like David Muir was like, "Hey, do you guys want to go to lunch on me? We'll do this." I'm like, "Wow, that was really cool." So he was a really cool guy.
no, yeah,
But-
he seems pretty cool.
All right, Paul, back to you.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna throw my weekly topic at you guys, and then we'll head it to break. So like Hugh said, we have a Geek Pod Dungeons and Dragons campaign coming up. So I want to know, guys, if you were a D&D style adventurer, what would be your weapon of choice? And the guys will let me know after the break. Stick with us. Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a keyback issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore, located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking. Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics.
Hi, this is Craig Palmer. If you ever aspire to be a wrestler, come on down to Upstate Wrestling Entertainment, located at 1121 Glenwood Avenue in Nottingham, New York. We're open every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. Come on down and join us. See you then.
And that music means it's time for the weekly topic. Let me reiterate. If you were a D&D style adventurer, what would be your weapon of choice? Jack.
That so I guess if I had to pick, I guess mine would be like the walking stick I would be walking around with. But what I can do with the walking stick is I have magic, so like I can actually put barbed wire with it and make it look badass. Or I could light it on fire or something like that. It could be something like that. Like It's my walk. Like, oh wow, he's just got a shillelagh walking stick. He's not going to do anything with it, but whatever the fuck I'm thinking, I'm just going to make that walking stick into like my weapon of choice. Is that either it's going to be a piece of barbed wire around the shillelagh with it on fire, or it could be something totally erroneous, something like that. So it'll be a walking stick with whatever I'm thinking right then and there.
The Swiss Army walking stick.
Exactly.
All right, Kev, you want to go next? I know you already have an answer.
I do. I have an answer, and it's because I am part of a party. I'm not by myself. My cunning wit is my best weapon. I will distract them with my awesomeness while the paladin next to me strikes them down with his amazing strength.
And I will make sure to point out that you're not doing anything with my weaponized sarcasm.
I like it. Corbs, you want me to go next, or you got this?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. Again, because I am that paladin standing next to him, I'm probably going to be wielding a large warhammer, which is what I'm using in Baldur's Gate right now. My initial response would have been a long sword, but that warhammer is pretty fucking badass. So, sorry, Corbs, I give you about 30 more seconds.
But is that warhammer all that effective when trying to clear jungle or anything like that?
Oh, I'll just use Kevin for
hammers
that.
are powerful, but I feel like sometimes they can take longer. Having something that cuts is probably more effective and more useful in more situations.
Well, that's what Jack's Swiss Army
Exactly. So yeah,
is for.
Exactly. Like if we needed to get the brush away, then that's going to turn into like a machete or something like that.
It's kind of like when Tyrese in The Walking Dead was carrying around the hammer, and I'm like, okay, when he first showed up, that's all you have. But the rest of the time he's with the group, he's still using the hammer that he has to hit the fucking walker like 5 times in the head to kill it. I mean, it looks cool, but everyone else has knives. Take a hint.
So I just need to wrap it in barbed wire, and then you'll be happy.
That's why he died.
Yeah, that's why he died.
Oh, spoiler alert.
From years ago, yes. Corbs.
Hello. Am I the last one?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I would probably say like a bow and arrow or some shit like that.
There you go. Some ranged fucking Robin Hood shit.
Yeah. Something like that, or a big ass broadsword. Just fucking kill everything in my path.
That works too. All right. Well then, I think it's time for the midstream report, guys. What are you watching?
Actually, so I was looking for something to watch, and I was like, wow, this was actually pretty cool. So as we all know, Matthew Perry died a couple of weeks ago. This movie was actually pretty cool. It was a TV movie. It was called The Ron Clark Story. So that was pretty cool. He was a teacher that was in North Carolina that was like saying like, this is really easy. And he wanted to take another job. So he became a teacher in the inner city of Harlem. So he packed up his bags and then he went up to teach in New York City, and he gave it his all. The students kept disrupting him. They kept vandalizing his room. They just would not listen to him, and he gave it everything he had. And it's a true story. And at one point during the time, he develops pneumonia. And because like he's given everything he has to these kids, but they just do not listen to him. But eventually the kids finally, he breaks through to the students. He helps them out. He helps them test and places them better school districts to go on, because a lot of these kids come from broken homes, crack houses, parents that have worked multiple jobs, or they don't even care about them. Some are in foster homes. So long story short, it's called The Ron Clark Story. It was a TV movie, and Matthew Perry did this in like 2006, and it was actually a really cool movie. And this guy actually has his own academy now called the Ron Clark Academy, and it's pretty remarkable. This teacher he always takes on the hardest jobs and tries to help students out as best he can, and it was very well done. Of course, Matthew Perry put his comedy with it, but it was really neat how they did that. And
like the TV movie version of Dangerous Minds.
I've never seen Dangerous Minds. So, but no, that was basically like the only thing I watched this week, and that was pretty cool.
Nice. Somebody? Anybody?
I'll go.
Okay.
Sorry. So I started watching this TV show. It just came out last week. It's called Lawman, Bass Reeves story. It's on Paramount Plus. It's about the Deputy U.S. Marshal, James Bass Reeves, first African American U.S. Deputy Marshal. Mainly worked the Indian territories west of the Mississippi. So, and this was during the slavery. So, for him to be the first black lawman was a pretty big deal. He was actually a former slave that earned his freedom during the Civil War. He was, I guess you'd say, owned by a general and he was owned by a general in the Confederate Army, and that general gave him his freedom. So it's pretty wild. It's actually produced by Tyler Sheridan. Everybody knows who Tyler Sheridan is. He was in Sons of Anarchy. He is the creator for Yellowstone and the spinoffs there. There's going to be 2 more spinoffs for that one.
Jesus.
Wow.
Season 5 for that is not coming out until sometime next year or even the year after that because of the writer's strike, which really kind of pisses me off. So, but yeah, I saw it being previewed on, like, when you watch Flip through Paramount or whatever, it would come up on there. So I wanted to take a look at it, and it came out last Sunday. First 2 episodes dropped last Sunday on Paramount Plus. So I watched them on Monday night or whatever. So
wasn't his name mentioned in 1883 or something?
I think so.
Okay, because when I saw the show pop up, because we're going to watch it too, I was like, wait a second, that I recognized that name, and I knew that they were making or Taylor Sheridan was making a show about it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember if he was name dropped in 1883 or not.
I think it was name dropped during that time because it comes out after that. It's like in the 1860s or whatever. So his name was probably dropped in there at some point. But I like the show. It was pretty cool. First episodes were pretty good. So I'm hoping the episodes are good. I can't wait for the next Sunday to come up to see what happens. So
cool.
I'll make it easy. Fear the Walking Dead is a big steaming pile of horse shit. And the men that make that show, I fucking hate them. No, Kevin, it gets worse. It gets so much worse. So much worse.
Why are you putting yourself through that?
Because I
gotta see it through.
All of it. Yeah, I gotta see it through. You have to see what happens to the characters, but I'm just there is nobody on that show that is like paying attention to any. I don't get it. I don't even understand how they're allowed to be making the show. The stupidity. I mean, they had an episode where Dwight goes back to the sanctuary. Well, he goes back to the house where him and Sherry hid from the sanctuary when they first left before they went to Texas. Okay. They're in Texas. The sanctuary is basically within walking distance of Alexandria, which means it's in Virginia. Okay. So Dwight didn't walk there in a weekend. Okay. Having to hide from walkers, having to take alternate routes because shit was blocked off, all that stuff. It probably took him 5 times as long as it would if you could walk in a straight line. Okay. It probably took him a couple months to get there. Okay. On the day he arrives, not knowing how many different things happened that might have delayed him, how many nights he hid out in cars and stuff because there were too many walkers around. On the day he arrives, a few hours after he gets there, Sherry and June show up saying, "We need you back at the thing in Texas in a truck." They drove there and they happened to show up on the same day. And I'm just like, well, we're not even trying to pretend that this isn't one of the most poorly written comic books in the history of TV. It's just awful. Oh. And nobody on that show was like, don't you think that's awful coincidental?
And how do they know that he was going there?
Well, I mean, I can understand that because that's where him and Sherry hid out after they left the sanctuary. So that she has that in common with him. Maybe she thinks if he was going there, that'd be a place he'd stay. But to show up within hours of him getting there is just fucking ridiculous.
What it really was is they were slowly just like driving behind him the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. And lost him a couple miles out. Fucking.
Any of the main characters died yet
Um.
in the second half of season 8 or whatever?
Oh, what's her face? The young girl, is it not? No, Lydia's from the regular show. The girl who killed, who shot Nick.
You
She
mean the
just
hero?
died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It depends
He
on
was
how
a
you look
hero,
at it.
yeah.
But nobody's really died yet so far.
Is Victor back?
Yes, he is back in the second half of the season.
Jesus Christ. Didn't they kill him like 17 times now?
No, he never dies. Victor never dies.
What's the actor's name?
Who plays Victor?
Yeah,
Coleman Domingo.
Coleman Domingo. He's got a new thing coming out.
Yeah.
New he's in.
I saw something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's quite the big name. I mean, a homeboy been around a while.
Yes.
All right. Who hasn't gone yet? Kev?
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing.
You're not watching anything. Perfect. Well, I've been trying to catch up on Loki. I think I'm still like 2 episodes behind on that.
Shit, I forgot about that.
Oh
And
yeah.
the other big thing that I recently watched was Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, you did go see it.
I went and saw it in the theater, and it's been watched in my household again on Peacock already. I was very surprised at how good it actually was.
It wasn't bad.
I was shocked because I went into it figuring it was going to be just dumb as shit, and it's actually it was good. It
And,
was good.
My wife and daughter laughed at me when I went, oh, when the dude broke the pinball machines.
I thought of you during that scene. I was like, "Ooh, he was not going to be okay." But because Kylie is so entrenched in all of this Five Nights at Freddy's shit, and she relates all of this information. So when certain things would happen in the movie, I would actually do the whole aha moment because I knew, like I was Steve Rogers with I understood that reference. Like I knew where all of it was going. Like when the cop shows up, I knew who she was already and all that. So same with Matthew Lillard, which it's always great to see him in another horror movie of some form.
Yeah, I don't really totally understand. Was he already some part of a weird supernatural thing? And after they did all that shit to him, he's still, I mean, what? I mean, I understand he's like the Scooby-Doo villain. He's the guy behind it all. But there's clearly some supernatural shit going on there that they don't really explain.
Nope. And I think
not even a little bit.
I think they're going to delve more into that in the sequels. Because as I understand it, everybody's been signed for at least a 3-picture deal for this.
Gotcha.
So, but that's all I've got. I think that about wraps it up for tonight, honestly.
All right.
Wrapping up early?
Don't knock it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can finish this up, yeah.
Wrap it, don't fap it.
Fuck. All right, well, drop your nuggets. I gotta find some shit.
Okay. If you carefully removed and laid out end to end all of the veins, arteries, and capillaries in your body, you're gonna die. Good night, everybody, and megabyte me, bitches.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.
All right, titles.
Yes.
I was very close to hitting stop on the recording. All right, I think I only have 2 for everybody. Kev, you've got your 2. Hugh. Are you a metalhead? And Trump, but not Trump. Corbs. I like Jello.
I knew that was.
And I put mom to sleep. Jack. Balls Buchanan.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's sad. All right. Do I need to refresh everybody on what the order is, or are we good with that?
Yeah. What's the order?
Kev, me, Hugh, Corbs, Jack.
What is your favorite thing, you little fuck? Why did it do the stars?
Because we can't say fuck for an actual title. But yeah, I still want you to shout it out.
So you want me to say you little F?
No.
All right.
All right. We ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.